I actually, 40 minutes ago, I thought I know everything about promotion rules. But you know, previous presentation was the best promotion ever. Okay, so first I think I should present myself. I actually devoted to Magento development since 2007. I joined Magento core team in May 2007 in the first team of 5 developers. Also, now I currently have about 5 years of experience in Magento development in different areas, from core modules to some professional services. Also, currently I'm a co-founder and technical director of EcomDev company. And as an ex-core developer, I'm providing some training courses for Magento developers in Europe. Here is a short overview of my speech. I will talk a bit about the price calculation basics in Magento. Unfortunately, I don't have such nice images like on previous presentations, so sorry. Also, I will talk a bit about the difference between catalog rules and shopping cart price rules. Also about the base of both of these functionalities. And we'll talk a bit about customizing the rules. So I hope I will fit in this 30 minutes. So does any one of you know how Magento calculates the final price and minimal price? Okay, who is certified? Okay, so actually there is 2 kinds of prices in Magento. It's final price and minimal price. And do you know the difference between them? I don't ask how they calculate it, I just ask about the difference. Okay, final price is based on QTI and customer group, and minimal price based only on customer group, because minimal price, it's the minimal final price itself. Also, final price is calculated dynamically, but minimal price is calculated by indexer. So it's pre-calculated already when you see the products. Final price used in shopping cart and on product view page. But minimal price used only in product listings when you need to display a lot of products and you don't need to spend time on calculation of this final price. So minimal price is just the minimal variation of the final price. So what the final price is and how it's calculated itself. Final price consists of minimal base price. So we will talk a bit later on the next slide about the minimal base price. And additionally, some option price. There could be a lot of kind of options in Magento. It's like a configurable option or custom option. So minimal base price, it can be a product price itself, that price attribute. It can be a tier price, group price, Science 1.7 Community Edition, a special price, and catalog rule price. Something very interesting about all of this, because they all are taken by Magento for the QTI. If it's minimal price, it takes QTI 1. And for tier prices, it retrieves the minimal available price. It takes product price, tier price, group price, and special price, and takes the minimal value of them. So if you have, for instance, special price that is higher than product price, then product price will be taken instead of special price, even if it's special price. Magento always takes the minimal one. And catalog rule price. Catalog rule price actually generated by applying catalog rules. And the catalog rules applied based on product price. No special or group or tier price is used when you calculate a special discount in catalog rules. And this catalog rule price, it actually can be aggregated by multiple rules. So if you have more than one rule that product can be applied for, Magento will summarize these discounts. So what's the option price consist of? As I told before, Magento has configurable product options, so different configurable products can have this options price, and it can have some custom option prices as well. I'm not talking here about bundle products, because in bundle products there's a bit different price calculation scheme, because every bundle product has a lot of simple products, and Magento retrieves final price from every simple and summarizes it. So finally, we are at the price rules. So does anyone knows how many price rules Magento has? No, how many? 2, 3, 5, 10? Magento has two kind of price rules in Community Edition currently, and if you would like, you can develop own ones as well. So there is actually what the price rules are for. It allows you in easy way to set discounts for a group of products, not for a regular product like you do when you add a special price or tier price or group price. Also, these rules have conditions, and these conditions can define different actually, these conditions can be a product attribute value, like you would like to set a discount on all red products in your store. The conditional discounts can be based on customer group and shopping cart content, like you can give a special discount for customers from Poland or from United States. There is two kind of price rule types. So it's catalog price rules and shopping cart price rules. Catalog price rules, they are pre-applied, so it's already calculated. It just joins the table on the front end when you are in product view, or it just retrieves value from the price index where this catalog price rule already applied. But shopping cart price rules, they are applied on the fly. By the way, in first Magento versions, catalog price rules was applied also on the fly, and it was a big performance issue. Also, catalog price rules affects the final price, while shopping cart price rules, they can affect the totals of the shopping cart itself. So it doesn't set discount to a particular product price, it sets discount on a line item in the cart or to some total value itself. So when you have catalog price rules, you have only product attribute conditions, but when you have shopping cart price rules, you have various set of conditions like product subselect. If two products are in a cart, you can create such a condition like this product and this product should be in a cart. Or you can match some address details of delivery or whatever. You can create advanced customer targeting as well by creating own conditions based on different contents. Now a bit about the use cases. The catalog price rules can be used for season sales discount, like you have, for instance, special sale on Christmas, and you can create a catalog price rule with start and end date, and it will be applied by Magento on the wall products in a web shop. It can be a customer group discount, and it can be a discount on attributes match, like I said before, it can be on all red products or so on. Also, shopping cart rules, you can set like buy this product and get another product for free, or you can set that particular items in shopping cart will have some free shipping. Or you can say that I want to give a special discount for customers who already made 5 purchases in my webshop. Unfortunately, it's not included into Community Edition, but in Enterprise version there's customer segments. By the way, they're also based on a major rule module. And these customer segments allows you to create a segment for customers who already purchased some products. And then you can use this customer segment in conditions of shopping cart price rule. It's a really nice feature. So finally, we came to some code that we will have in this presentation. So everything starts from the mage rule module. What's mage rule module consist of? It consists of, first of all, rule model. So this rule model has some condition that is based on mage rule model condition abstract and some action. By the way, actions are not used now as a class itself. It's using conditions classes instead of actions, because actions was quite not so high performance at the beginning, and it's left as a dead code itself. So Magento checks some conditions, and if these conditions are match, then Magento marks some object that it matches this rule, and then the rule model performs some action. Actually, it was at the beginning, but now it just all the logic of applying the action is placed in a rule or validator if it is a shopping cart price rule. So the rule model itself, it just contains information which conditions and which actions should be applied. Also, it has some general information about the rule itself, so its name of the rule, its start date, end date, and so on. Also, the rule knows about the object itself that should be matched. Condition itself, they actually can be combined, or they can be just a simple condition on a particular property or attribute. If it's combined condition, it actually can have subconditions like or and logical operators in programming language. So the same in conditions, you have two types of conjunctions of these conditions. So every condition is matched against a variant object. So every condition receives a method called validate. It receives a variant object, and you can decide how you can validate this object. And on the next slides, I will show you some custom routing conditions that can help you in future developments. Also, all conditions are extended from mage rule model condition abstract. It actually has all the basic functionality. Unfortunately, in mage rule modules, there is a nice interface called mage rule model condition interface, but actually just the name interface. It doesn't have any defined methods interface. It's just empty one. So I don't know why it happened, but it's a history. So we also have an action model. They are not used now. It's also that code, but I think you would like to know something about it. So they actually, before it was possible to say, okay, I want to add action. I want to add action like set discount or set the product price to exit value, or I would like to give some free shipping or so on. Then they just decided, okay, it's better to have few fields in the rule itself, and then the rule can decide what should be done, because actions was too complex. And also actions are not used currently in the system. So now let me tell you a bit about what kind of implementation Magento has. Actually, in Community Edition, there is only two modules. It's Mage Catalog Rule and Mage Sales Rule that we already talked about. But in Enterprise Edition, there's more ones. Very interesting functionality like target rules, when you can define conditions on product attributes and define conditions that match products that should be shown and related to the current one. And customer segments, like segmentation of customer groups. Have any one of you used these enterprise functionalities? So do you like it? I like it as well. So now a bit about doing some simple customizations. So I'd like to explain you how to create some custom conditions that can be used in any kind of promotion rule. First, I think you need to scan this QR code to get this gist. So it's actually some base class that I already created for you and that you can use in any your module. Just name it in your namespace and so on, and extend it from it. Then in this class, you just need to implement getLabel method. So you actually need to extend from that class, and in your class, you need to implement getLabel method. This getLabel method just will return the name of your condition. So, and then you need to implement initProperties method. This initProperties method has information about what kind of properties can be matched. I created this specially for making possible to make a match against object keys instead of attributes in EAV model, because it's missing functionality, unfortunately, in Magento. So, and also later on, when you implemented your class, you need to add condition to combine condition of existing rule. I will talk about it later. And now here is an example of initProperties method. It's quite simple. You just define the method itself, and then you need to specify properties property, and it should be an associative array where the key it's a key that represents unique identifier of your condition, and you need to specify another associative array as the value. This array contains label. A label is the name of the field that's going to be matched. Like you can create condition. For instance, we did some interesting functionality for Royal Dutch Airlines for their duty-free web shop. They wanted to have some kind of rules that could be checked by destination or by flight number. So if customer from some flight number, he cannot receive some products on board because they are prohibited. For instance, it can be prohibited to deliver some alcohol to United Arab Emirates. So we need to have some kind of this rule. So its label is just a name. Type, it's a type of your condition, so it can be multiple select. It could be select, number, date, or just a regular text. Also, then you need to specify a data path. It's really nice thing because you know that. Doesn't one of you know what getData method of variant object does? If you, for instance, have a variant object and there's a lot of multi-dimensional arrays inside, you can use a path like XPath in XML to navigate through this array. And in this case, you can specify the data path to the value that should be matched in this object. And if it's multi-select or select, you can specify options. Options is just a simple associative array with keys as the value and values as the label. So here is a bit about the property types. So it can be string, numeric, date, select, and multi-select. So they're all supported by abstract condition in the rule. Also, a bit about adding some combine condition, added to combine condition, because you created a class, but Magento still don't know that it should include it somewhere. For this purpose, I show you an example how to add it to sales rule. In sales rules, there is a really nice event called sales rule condition combine. This event is called when there is all the type of conditions are retrieved for sales rule. So you just need to observe this event, and then you need to add this simple code in your observer. So you get the event, and you set additional data key in this event, and in this data key you just pass the result of getNewChild select options from your newly created model rule, your newly created condition. So in your condition model, it's just the name of your model that you created based on the class that I showed you before. So thank you. It was my presentation about major rules. And a small advertisement, I have a training course in Berlin next year in January. It will be about test-driven development and about our ecmdev PHP unit extension usage. I think previous speakers already talked about it. So if you'd like, you can register and go on with some nice test-driven development practices. So I'm going to switch to the next slide. I finished with photos. Okay. So if you have some questions, you can ask now, and if you'd like to know something more about some promotion rules, you can contact me on Twitter, email me, or visit our blog and send some requests via contact us form. So thank you very much. And do you have any questions? So, do you have any questions?
I have a question regarding the discounts. We know that we have discounts for customer groups, but what about discounts for people of customers?
I think you can create conditions in customer segments. If you have an enterprise edition, of course, you should buy it from Magento. And in this condition, I think you can create new condition for customer segment, and then you can specify this customer segment with this condition on customer ID and use it in sales rule. It's very simple.
Yes, I would like to ask something about related to discounts and prices. There is something called hidden tax. It seems to contain part of a tax related to the discount. Do you know what's exactly the purpose of it? Because it's uncommon for us in Poland for something like that.
It's actually because of all these rounding issues in Magento. And sometimes price is calculated in very different ways. Unfortunately, it's not related to the discounts itself as the rules or special prices, because all this stuff with discounts, it's calculated separately from taxes. Taxes are calculated in Mage tax module, and this Mage tax module has own totals that calculate these hidden taxes. And for instance, in hidden taxes, as far as I know, there could be placed some differences in roundings. So Magento walks through all the totals and checks if there is any difference, and it's at this +1 cent, -1 cent, and it's funny, really. Okay. Piotr, you want to ask something?
I said that I was involved in the tax calculation, so I know something about the hidden tax, so if someone has any specific question, I can try to answer. And as a side note, we hopefully will fix the tax, the 1 cent issue. Essentially, there's no good way to calculate taxes. If you calculate on an item level or on total level, you will, for different combinations, you will usually get some couple cents or, you know, a couple cents off. And there's no simple solution, and the rounding, the hidden tax and the rounding strategy was a way trying to solve it for all customers, but it's not possible to solve it. So it was essentially calculating the difference between the tax calculated on item level and total, and then trying to add the single cent somewhere. But it's not the best solution out there. So hopefully we'll fix that. Hopefully it will also get into the service pack that I spoke about. But I'm not sure yet. You know, definitely we'll work on that. It's a known issue.
Oh, it's great news. So, any other questions? Yeah.
I have a question. Let's say that client need to set special prices for each customer. So have a debitable customer ID, product ID, and price, which is imported from the second system. And how do you implement? Should I create a special price, special sales catalog rule for customer ID and create those rules dynamically, or just extend model price for product? Which you
Actually, I know there are some projects that have such a scheme, but the main problem is that Magento price index is calculated based on website ID and customer group ID. So if you'd like to have a high-performance web shop, you need to follow this practice. And if you'd like to extend this price index, it's actually quite a lot of work. You need to rewrite about 6 models for different product types. Actually, not models, resource models. And you need to modify these queries, so it's quite hard task. So the best way, I think, it's to apply it somewhere in a shopping cart. Because if you would like to show it in catalog, it will be not so performance efficient.
It depends. Would it work for the client?
Oh, but there could be another solution. You can have a separate table, a separate index that will have special price for specific customer. And then on the front end, you can join this table. And if there are any value in this table, you can say, okay, minimal price column will be this, or will be taken from Magento index.
But you do it by extending price model only, or with rules, or creating those rules dynamically.
Actually, customization for shopping cart is just observing some events on collection level, because you just need to modify database select object, and then you also will need to observe some events on shopping cart level as well. But it will be easy, because you need to observe some get final price event, and you need to add your own select to the product collection.
That's how I did it. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for listening to my speech. So hope to see you again. Bye.